like you're getting like 8, 9, 10, those ages. Okay, son, daughter, I'm gonna talk to you. How do you feel about this situation? Mommy, I don't like it. Daddy, I don't like it. Okay, why? You know, and you have to kind of bring reality to the table to find out why they don't like them. If they're saying they're mean to me, oh, they hit me, they yell at me, these are things you need to consider. You know what I mean? If it's something saying, Mom, it's weird. I know, sweetie, but you know, you just try a thing and see what happens. Let's just see. Can you do that for mommy or daddy? Can you do that for me? You know, and you sympathize with the child and let them know you do understand where they're coming from, but let them know where you're coming from too.
But what if you see how we're saying like the age thing? What if the parent kept the age in mind and saying, okay, maybe when my child reaches a certain age, like why do you have to bring that your partner into your home all of a sudden? Like, why can't you keep it at a certain level where it's like you're not
what if you've already done that part?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
what if you
like
met this
long
person?
You have to.
What if I've been seeing this person on the side? Like, I can honestly say I'm turning 28. My mom, I can honestly say I've never seen this woman with a man. Does she date men? Yeah. I've never seen them before. But that's out of respect for us, for herself, you know, because she's like, you know what? At the end of the day, if I'm not serious about this man, I am not bringing him into my environment. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So say she was serious, and you were younger,
and
she brought that individual. How would you feel about it?
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna feel threatened. Right. You're bringing me into an environment that I'm not used to. As a child, you're scared of change. At the end of the day, especially if it's a woman now. It's just like, oh my god, what are my friends gonna think? Like now it's a point
where.
How
old are you that you think that?
I'm gonna say between like 7, 8 till, you know, you're in your 20s. You're concerned about like, what are my friends? Yeah, it's an image. Exactly, because you're building yourself. That is the part where you're building yourself as a person.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's weird if it's a woman. Like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? This is my 2 moms.
Like, how long are they gonna think
know,
it's a friend?
As adults, we have to also know our role. If I just start dating you, let's just say I just started dating you, right? You have your 10-year-old son, right? Am I gonna be like right away, yo, go do those dishes? No. I'm gonna try, you know, build a relationship first. And then, you know, slowly, you know, even as a friend, like I could see my friend's son doing something not cool. Yo, why are you doing that for? Like, you know, don't do that. It's just you have to build that comfort level. You can't just go and start attacking kids. It's a very, especially if you're really serious about the person, you have to take time. You know the situation you're getting into. You know what I mean? This person has a child. You have to put yourself in their shoes. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, how would you want to be approached with this type of situation? Me personally, I would become their friends. I'm gonna approach them on that friend and say, hey, do you want to go to the park? Yo, here's a chocolate bar. Like, you know, you start off with small stuff. You know, I don't want to say buy out the kid, but like, you have to show them that you're not a threat. You're okay. You know what I mean? You're not here to hurt them.
It's about the building, but where I'm kind of coming from is that final, like, that ending kind of thing. Like, how are you left feeling when the whole time you're thinking, you know, this is my kind of,
I'm going to pose this on you because you have children and a son, and you've maybe ended a relationship.
Well, it depends on the relationship that my son and my girlfriend has had. If the relationship wasn't, ex. If the relationship wasn't good to begin with, and if it didn't end well, my son doesn't even care. To me, he doesn't care. But if the relationship that my son had with my ex was really good, he feels it too. Just like when two parents are together and their child separates, like the child feels it. So
what were you saying though?
No, I was gonna say for me, it depends. If you and my child could have the best relationship, if you're not good for me, then I can't have that tie, no matter what's going on. If later on in life you decide that, you know what, did you want to reconnect with that person, that is solely up to you. But when you're under, you know, and again, it depends on how old you are. Because if they're like 14, 15, you know what I mean? It just depends. Because what if this person kicked my ass and put me in jail? You know what I mean? Let's just use that worst case scenario because it happens all the time. And then I want to see your kid. Yo, get the fuck, don't fucking call my number.
Okay, now.
You know what I mean? I don't care what kind of relationship you guys had.
Let's put that into another thing where this is his a guy and this is his actual son. So right now we just made that lesbian relationship seem like that other person doesn't matter. Once the relationship is over and that bond that they had with their child no longer exists because now you and the mother are not together. So what does that really do to the child who's already developed a relationship with you that you want to continue developing a relationship with? Okay, and then now you're saying, well, now there's no relationship between us, so boom, you're gone out of their life because they're...
Yes, that's my own opinion, though. For me, I have to look out for me and my child, okay? If you're going to do something like that to me,
I switch the tables. Let's say that you've done this woman wrong, whether it be cheating, what have you, but you still develop that relationship with what you consider is your child as well, okay? And she no longer wants you to speak to the child.
It's funny because now I'm like, wait a minute, I want to see that kid. Yeah, I guess, but you know, at the end of the day, reality is reality. And if that parent, no matter what happens, I have to respect what that parent wants for their child. You have to your child cannot make that decision. It depends on how their age. If they're 13, 14, 15, you know what? They call me up, I want to go to the movies, you'll talk to them. You can call and talk to them.
Yeah.
I don't need to be involved. But when they're like 6, 7, 8 years old, I'm still involved.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if I don't want them talking to you, they're not going to talk to you. Okay? Maybe I could be being bitter about the situation. You know? Maybe I am. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's just what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe I just don't feel like... I'm not saying that I wouldn't. Like, I'm saying it depends on the severity of what happened. If I fucked up and you left and my child still wants to see you, of course I'm going to say, all right, you check for my son, you check for my daughter, you know what? No problem. Take them. Take them out to the movies, you know?
What do you say to that? Because
I don't know. It goes back to me respecting my child. And yeah, our relationship is over. Our relationship is done. And there's nothing else to be discussed between me and you. But my child loves you. And if you guys share that same love, whether my child be 7, 8, 9, or 10, he still knows who he loves. Children still know who they take to and who they don't take to. My son was 5 years old when I was with a female, and he did not like that person. It didn't matter what she brought home to him. It didn't matter what she did for him. He didn't like her. But with another one, he really did like her. Understand what I'm saying? So children understand their own emotions. They understand
since
their
we're
feelings.
into the breakup situation, say you did break up with an individual, and now you have a new relationship. What would you do, like, if your child still wanted to continue a relationship with that other female?
I would let him.
Yeah?
I would let him.
I would feel the exact same way. Like, it wouldn't have nothing to do with the new person.
Okay.
And, I would explain this to the new person from the get.
I was going to say something because on the flip side of that, I've been in the position where my ex has had a child that she was close to like that. How that made me feel, which I'm going to be honest, was I was kind of jealous because I have my child here too. And it's like you're running off and you're paying more attention to that other girl's child. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if you're so close to that child, what makes me think that you're not going to be as close to the child's mother that way? So on that flip side, me being in the other position, being the mother with the child, but my girlfriend has you know, it's just, I don't want to say anything too personal, but I wasn't alright with it. And
okay, see? So hey, you know what, guys?
But that's being the mother.
To end this, there's a lot to consider, and as you can see, it's up in the air. You never really know when it comes to children, and it's actually a tender topic. But what you have to do is make sure that you're educating your children. Okay, make sure that you're laying down the law, but still communicating. All right, that's it for Let's Be Honest. I'm your host, Baze. Thank you to my panel. Peace. We're out.